Ladies and gentlemen, my beloved countrymen, our nation today are in despair because of the pandemic that we're facing last year and even till now while we're still waiting for the vaccine to be completely okay. So if I given a chance to implement a law in here in our country, it will be a equal access for public restrooms, especially for LGBTQ+. In my opinion, this is the only way to separate public restrooms to avoid gender discrimination. In other hand, if that case will be soon implemented in the court, then I think LGBTQ+ will be happy because they are comfortable to use the restrooms, and then I guess it's also a freedom. The second law that I want to implement is in our country is mandatory military service for 2 years from males from 18 to 27 years old in voluntary only. As far as we know, our country and China are vying in the South China Sea or what we call the West Philippine Sea. We do not know if China would surprisingly attack our country, and in order to protect our country, we must implement that as soon as possible and for the future war. The third law that I want to implement in our country is the divorce marriage. We all know how sacred marriage is here in the Philippines. As we all know, there are only two countries who doesn't implement a divorce, and the Philippines is one of them. Marriage is a very sacred as we are living in this country. Divorce should be legalized in why? Because a lot of people are suffering a violence and unhappy while married. According to research, the results of the survey revealed that women in the Philippines experience all sorts of violence. 14.4% of married women were said to have experienced physical abuse from their spouse, while about 37% of separated or widowed women admitted to experiencing abuse. So if you're going to analyze increasing numbers of victims, you will probably thought that we should make a move to stop from its increasing. Letting those women divorce is a good step for those people who are deserved to achieve its freedom. The fourth law that I want to implement in our country is giving our vendor a place that they can sell their products without disobeying the rules. First of all, there is a lot of people in our country that business is their source of income. But in our country, some vendors were harassed by our government because of some of our vendors does not obey the rules. Example in our market. Some vendors were selling their products on the side of the street and it's caused an heavy traffic. And that's why we must give them a place to sell their products also to avoid some conflicts. The fifth law that I want to implement in this country is legalize abortion. We will let the women choose if they will want to abort their baby, but every pregnant woman who wants to get an abortion must give a valid reason why shall we abort the baby. If all the laws that I have said was implemented, the Philippines will become a better country.